Hello my friends and welcome back to another episode of Flutter Explained. Today I want to talk about Skeumorphic and Neumorphic design once more because we had in the last 3 episodes a lot of that topic and I got asked about my own opinion and that I want to share with you today. And now without further ado, let's get started. Before we start with Skeumorphic and Neumorphic design, I want to talk today first about different designs. So example is material design from Google or Kubernetes design from Apple. And as a third example, there's also the Skeumorphic design. And Skeumorphic design, we want to take a deeper look today. What is Skeumorphic design? Skeumorphic design is we take attributes from the real world and bring them into our applications. So that means, for example, the trash can is a very good example from all the computers that we know today. We take our files and folders and drop them in the trash can. This is introduced by James Gibson, who calls all of these things affordance. And this is the possibility to take features of the real world and bring them into another application. One example in the real world would be a car that has a wooden pattern around his structure to make it look like a wooden paste. So we take the attribute of wood and put them on metal to have the design of Skeumorphic. So we take something else from the realism. In software engineering, it is something like the trash can or, for example, the files and folders principle. We put files into folders. But we have also a big problem with Skeumorphic because if you think about it, you take files from folders, that's nice for now, but in the future maybe we don't have any more files and folders at home, so we will not understand this anymore. Another thing would be, for example, the save button. Years ago, we know the save button as a floppy disk, and in 1999, the last floppy disk has been created, and today nobody will understand what a save is with a floppy disk. Even Blu-rays are too short-living. That is really something that we can call save. So people will try to find new ways to implement that. Now we're coming to the Neumorphic design. Neumorphic design is a subpart of Skeumorphic and creates a visualization that takes the material that it lives on and takes the outpress or impress of that. So if you take a look at my application, we have, for example, down the row with the play button, with the reverse button, forward button, and all these things are coming from the real world, right? Our radio or the older radios have these buttons. And if you think about it, you could make like an impress on these buttons to make it more behave like the real world. So we take an example from the real world, bring it in. And Neumorphic design has this impress shape or outpress shape from the material below. That is just a small thing, but it helps users to understand a bit more how it could behave. I made some surveys on Twitter and also some asked with some people and talked with them, and I wanted to understand what should I think about Neumorphic. Is it now a good thing? Is it a bad thing? If I have customers, should I give that as a hint and say them, hey, Neumorphic is something that you could use? As software engineers, we tend to like topics more that is complex and have functional benefits and also are algorithms and so on. And we usually try to avoid topics like design, and therefore we have usually designers that come up with ideas. The problem with that approach is that we tend to ignore these topics, and we have to understand these designs as good as other designers, because if we don't like to work with CSS, if we don't like to improve the design, a lot of our skill cap will be removed there. I know a lot of very good software engineers that have written the best algorithms, but when it comes to CSS, they couldn't really create a box shadow. So it is very important for us to at least understand how the things work. And in my own opinion, should you use Neumorphic design? Well, as a technical, I have to say it depends. It heavily depends on what the customers need. So for example, you have a target group that is elderly, or you have a target group that are children. They most likely will like a Neumorphic or Skeumorphic design much more because they can transfer their knowledge from reality and bring them into the app immediately. You have also the option to make small changes. For example, the trash can is just one example from Apple, right? They have also frames around their images and so on and so forth. forth that makes the app looking much more realistic and therefore helps the user to understand the application. Instead of creating the whole app in a skeumorphic or neumorphic way, you could also think about to create maybe just parts or creating a switch for it. So that means you click on something and it switches from the material design or the design that we all get used to it to a neumorphic way, and with that we have the option that everyone can enjoy your app on the same way and they can decide which kind they want. It's kind of like the dark and light theme that we all know. It is just another helper for the people to use your application. And as a consultant, I want to be able to explain my customers what they want to use and what there are for possibilities, and also to have the best tools for that job. And Neumorphic Design is maybe not the best tool, but it is one tool that we can use for specific purposes. So we should know it, we should know how we can create it, and we should be able to demo it. So if we have people that are interested in it, we should show them exactly how it works. And this is also the last word that I want to give to the whole topic, because I think that brings it to the point. Please leave down in the comments below if you know any other design patterns that are interesting for that topic, and also your opinion, what you think about the neumorphic design. Alright guys, so that is it for today's episode. On the right side you find the subscribe button, and on top of me you have the 2 videos. And if you really like that video, please give it a like, and if you have any friends that could be interested in the topic, please share the video. See you the next time, have fun and enjoy the rest of your day. See ya!